I don't know what to say.
They match your sweater.
Do they?
Yeah. It's the same blue in the G.I. Joe part. You're totally hitting your mic so much.
Hey, what's good, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. I'm so excited to have these. I'm more excited for something else. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this, my friends, is the Air Jordan 13 in somewhat of a brand new colorway, but this is the black and UNC. This is the box, traditional box, as far as an Air Jordan 13 is concerned. This actually was the debut box for the Air Jordan 13 and the Jordan brand. In my opinion, some people say that it's a 12, which it could be, but some of those, or most of those, actually I think all of those came in that brown Nike box that we see them come in nowadays, but they switched the logo to a Jumpman. But yeah, so in my opinion, I consider this the first actual Jordan brand product from the Jordan brand officially, not Nike Air Jordan, but just Air Jordan from Jordan brand. But this shoe really reminds me of a single talk show, a single episode of a talk show, a show that I never really watched. However, I tuned in for this one episode because on Rosie O'Donnell, Michael Jordan guested, as a guest obviously, not just to talk about himself and his products and things like that, but to debut this shoe, just not this colorway. It was the He Got Games.
On his feet, Air Jordan 13s, the 13th incarnation of Air Jordan, nicknamed the Black Cat.
And some of the guys were wearing these right here, the Team Ones.
Hey Mark, spin her out for us, would you? Alrighty.
But anyways, they debuted the Jordan brand essentially, so it was not only the game shoe, which is these, it was the team shoe, and it was all the apparel that went with it. It was on-court stuff, it was off-court stuff, it was warm-ups. It was awesome. Now, as far as this colorway is concerned, I said earlier that it was kind of a colorway that we have seen before, even though it's kind of not. And the reason behind that is because these are very similar to another Chris Paul PE, one that actually did release. One was an overseas exclusive, which was the home version, so it was a white-based version with a UNC fabric, and then underneath it was a little bit of purple, and then it had the CP3 logo on the tongue. But the version that released in the States was almost just like this, where it was black-based, Hornets-ish colorway and all of that stuff. But now we've got this one, and this is mostly to pay tribute to his college days, obviously. So we've got the Panther-inspired paw outsole right here. We've got a really cool semi-holographic cat's eye. We've got the shank plate right there that is in carbon fiber, and all of these pods right here stick out just enough to add a ton of stability, so it doesn't really matter your play style. Like this right here is awesome. These are one of my favorite shoes to play in of all time. This release actually gets me very excited for the future, where we're finally getting these guys back. I just hope that they are done properly, because I love these to the point to where I crushed the internal heel counter, which breaks my heart. But at least I know that I just destroyed these on a basketball court, and I didn't just walk around in them casually like I do now.
Touché.
And right above that amazing traction is a low profile Phylon midsole. It's actually wrapped inside of this gorgeous synthetic suede, just like it always has been. It's never been premium or anything like that. So this is exactly what I remember from the originals. These actually remind me a lot of my first pair of 13s, which were, do you remember?
Were they the green ones?
Green? I had some green 13s besides those like recent Lucky Greens.
I think I'm thinking of the 14s, so never mind.
Oh, no, you bought those for me.
I know, so
Yeah.
I was like, were they those?
No, that was, she's talking about the Chartreuse 14s. Those were dope. But no, my first pair was in 2005.
Oh, the ones you found in that guy's apartment?
No.
Okay.
That was the gray toe with the maroon. We used to manage apartments. Sometimes when people get evicted, which this guy did, they leave behind everything. That was the first time I've ever seen a, what do you call them? That's the proper term.
A lady of the night.
Sure. You better not cut this. This is a funny ass story. Anyways, I had to go process the final papers, and I was waiting for the sheriff to come to like actually boot them out. And out of the window comes a lady of the night. Not dressed, by the way. I don't know where her clothes were. It was crazy. But anyways, inside that apartment, I did find a pair of gray toe with the maroon. It didn't fit me right, but I kept them anyways because I was a Jordan guy. But anyways, no, it was the Flint 2005 release. And yeah, ever since then, man, like I've been in love with the 13 since 98. I just could never afford a pair, but that 2005 pair was my first one, and it was just beautiful. Now inside of that lightweight Phylon midsole is a Zoom Air unit in both the forefoot and in the heel. They are top loaded, they look just like this. So if you wanted a visual reference, this is exactly what you get in there. Again, very low profile ride, so even though they look thick and chunky, and they will feel thick and chunky on a basketball court, especially right here in the heel, they'll feel pretty clunky at first until you kind of get used to it, mostly because it's all rubber and stuff like that. But once you do get used to it, once you break these things in, man, I'm telling you, dude, you got like everything in one package, especially depending on the colorway. So if you want a little bit more of a lightweight package for an older throwback model, go with a version like this with the mesh side panels. If you want something that's a little beefier, then obviously you go with the leather panels. And then the synthetic suede makes its way up the back of the shoe, which again, I just think looks f***ing awesome, dude. Like, this is such a pretty sneaker. I love these. Now, these guys feature a couple of things that I absolutely love. One is the mesh side panels right here. Two is the suede tongue or synthetic suede tongue. So we got no farting with these guys right here. You can wear them loose, you can wear them tied, you can hoop in them, whatever it is that you want to do. No weird sounds with the upper on these guys. It's phenomenal. It's also super comfortable on top of that, like the overall fit and package. And yes, they did add the reflective on the side panels, so you are not going to miss a thing. Now I have two favorite parts about this particular release. One is just for the 13s overall, and in general is the little cat's eye hologram right there in the back of the heel. It looks awesome. But my favorite thing about this shoe is the toe. I am shocked. It's soft as shit. It's not great leather or anything, but at least it's soft. It doesn't feel like cardboard. Like, look at this, I'm pushing in there and it stays there. Whoa. I'm telling you, dude, I am so excited for the playoff colorway, just because like, if they make those right, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I might just cry on camera. The insole is actually a little bit better than the originals. It's the Dream Cell stuff. I know that I normally don't say better and Dream Cell in one sentence, but technically it is. The original insoles, I believe, if I remember correctly, although I could be wrong, were an EVA with the additional pour-on pads. So they're like the blue extra cushion pads and everything like that. This though, in conjunction with the Phylon and the Zoom Air in there, it just feels really bouncy. It's kind of like the Playoff 12s where they added the polyurethane insoles in there, even though they didn't come in the original shoe, and it just makes the Zoom Air in that shoe just feel like 10 times better. Like, it's just crazy. A couple of fun facts with the Air Jordan 13, they brought the asymmetrical collar back. So we've got a higher collar on the medial side. We've got a lower collar, albeit very minimal, on the lateral, and that's for additional range of motion. So MJ was a big fan of low tops, believe it or not. A lot of times he would actually switch out mid-game into a low. I can't remember if he started the game in the low and then switched to a mid, or if it was he would wear the mid and then switch to a low. But either way, he would switch out, and he just loved the range of motion that low tops provided. And so we've got this right here in the collar. Obviously they did make a low top of the Air Jordan 13, which also is cool. They also feature that asymmetrical collar just a little bit lower. However, it didn't start on the 13. It actually started way back when with the Air Jordan 5. And then second fun fact is this was the first model to feature the internal lacing system that you'll also see on like the Air Jordan 14. What the internal lacing system is supposed to do is actually keep the upper a lot tighter and closer to your foot for a better fit overall. So it gives you a little bit more support in that sense. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, they do fit true to size. Whatever you typically wear, that's exactly what I would order. Again, this is one of the best Air Jordans for on-court use. It's also very comfortable off court, but if you did want something that was like a throwback shoe or a retro shoe to play in, this is one of the best. These and the 12s, you just can't go wrong, man. Now, we do have a retraction.
Yeah, we do. I need to.
What happened to your voice? You turned into an old lady.
It's cold outside. I do have two pieces of business. One of them is a retraction from our story earlier. The politically correct term for a lady of the night.
We're gonna have to bleep this, by the way, because I am afraid of YouTube and its stupid ass rules with monetization and words, but yeah, proceed.
But anyways, my murderino self needs to get this out. I feel like I have failed Karen and Georgia, but the proper term is sex worker.
Also known as?
Or but you're not supposed to say those things anymore. The other point of business is, like I've been telling you guys in the last few videos, since apparel merchandise is available. What the hell are we doing? There's the new stuff, there's some older stuff.
I cannot guarantee that this is still available.
I checked prior to putting it on. So I mean, I didn't try to check out or anything.
Were there sizes?
There was sizes.
Oh, okay. But anyways, with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. If you were interested in these, they have not sold out. They are available everywhere. What I would do is actually wait for them to hit discount, because that's gonna happen probably within about 60 days. maybe 45 depending on the retailer. Like where we got these from was WSS. Normally they don't allow Jordan sales online as far as the game shoes go, like their retros. They'll do like the team models online. And then I had gotten an email right as we got home saying, hey, these are now available online because guess what? They're not selling. So I think it's funny. It just means that we're gonna get a better price later.
As in you guys, not us. We already bought them.
Yes, I already bought them, so it is what it is. But anyways, thank you so much for being here. We'll catch you on the next one. So until then, have a good one.